When someone in your life has passed on and you haven't had the opportunity to either reconcile with them, tell them something you wanted to tell them, connect with them in a certain way, I've seen all sorts of layers of guilt, shame, and perpetual loops because it's like, well, there's nothing that can be done about that, and I can never fix that, and it's a very intense emotional cycle for many people. And this is actually a request I got from someone in that situation. So we're going to do some EFT tapping to help you with some of those feelings of guilt and shame and unresolved tension that might be, active in you emotionally. So let's go to the side of the hand, repeating after me. Say, even though I didn't get the opportunity to resolve this, to say what I felt I needed to say, and it's really eating at me, but I'm open to having some compassion for myself. So even though it's too late now, at least in physical form, to communicate what I really wanted to, or to reach a resolution here with this person in my life. And I feel guilt, shame, and perhaps many other feelings. I'm open to accepting myself as best I can. And so even though it's really challenging for me, knowing that this person has passed on, that I won't have the opportunity to speak to them in person, to try to resolve or make amends, or to express my feelings, and all the guilt, shame, or other emotions that I may be feeling here. I'm open to having some compassion for myself and allowing this to process, that I may be able to find some more peace. Let's go through the points now and say, it's too late now. And it's really painful to acknowledge that. There may even be an internal fight at times. It's almost in denial about it, because it's very challenging to acknowledge that this person is not here anymore. And it may have felt very important to me to express something to them, or to resolve something with them. And all the ways I may be guilting myself. I should have done it sooner. I shouldn't have waited. Or perhaps my emotional state has changed. And at the time, I wasn't feeling like resolving with them. Maybe I was angry at them. Maybe I was holding a grudge. And now that the person is gone, the energy has shifted a bit. And I'm open to giving myself some understanding that I may have been reacting. Human beings react to things. I may have been holding on to something. But human beings hold on to things. I may have not really known how to process or move on, to get to that place where I felt ready or comfortable to share. And maybe it feels true to me that I should have done it differently. And I can validate my feelings here. I can acknowledge the pain I'm feeling. I can acknowledge any shame I'm experiencing. It might not even feel right for me to let myself off the hook. And I can be present with that as well. Noticing any feelings in me that say, I should be punished for this on some level. That I should continue to suffer, even if that's unconsciously. That it might feel too generous to say, well, I can just let this go. But I am open to being with what I'm feeling. And also open to the possibility that me holding on to shame and guilt, that me continuing to feel pain and suffering, does not necessarily in any way further honor that person, honor their memory. It is quite possible that whatever has happened, now that they are no longer in physical form, that it's not their strong desire that I continue to feel guilt and shame and suffering. Whatever my beliefs may be, I'm just giving myself some space to explore this and see if there is any room to at least process some of what I'm feeling. To at least give myself this time and space. To let myself feel all of these emotions. To help myself arrive at whatever conclusion feels right for me. So that all of this emotional energy, all of this sadness and guilt and shame, can at least do whatever it needs to do. And maybe it has stopped me in some ways from fully grieving the loss. And if that's the case, I'm just validating that. Giving myself the opportunity, whether that's right now or at a later time that's appropriate, to really grieve this loss, to even grieve the unfinished conversation, to allow myself to grieve what remained unsaid. And it might be hard to accept, but I am a human being. And so were they. And we don't always do this perfectly. But I am open to the possibility that maybe I don't need to be punished or torture myself for the rest of my life with what happened here. And that in doing so, that may even prevent being fully present as best I can with the physical relationships I still do have. I want to allow myself to learn whatever lessons and move through whatever emotions will help me be the best I can be for the people who are still here, including myself. All right, let's take a breath. I hope that helped you. I know there's a lot of directions, a lot of possible emotions with that. If that's something you feel like you need a little more specific support for, you can check in the description. There's different ways to get in touch with me, different ways to work together in a group setting as well as one-on-one. Love to hear your comments and anything else you'd love to see some tapping on the channel. So hope this helps, and I hope to connect with you soon. Take care.